Hello everyone, my name is Emma and welcome to my first ever narrated video. Today I will explain how to do my favorite nail art design, roses. So my nails are really short right now, so I'm going to add some nail oil to them to help them grow a little bit more. I already applied my base coat, so for my first color I'm going to use this gorgeous deep purple hollow by Fun Lacquer called Moonlight Nocturne. I prefer to apply polish in very thin coats for a quicker dry time. Since I got a little bit of polish on my skin, I'm going to use my cleanup brush number 2 by Twinkle Tea for cleaning up around my cuticles and sweeping away the excess polish. I always dip my cleanup brushes into 100% acetone. Although this polish is very opaque, I prefer to apply a second coat because it helps with the hollow being more beautiful. So this is where the fun part begins. I like to use stamping polishes because they're more thick and allow you to have more control over the polish for when you're doing intricate designs such as little roses. I'm going to be using these two stamping polishes by Twinkle Tea. I used to use Twinkle Tea brushes thinking they were the best, but I recently decided to try some brushes off of Amazon and I realized that these are so much better. They're really good for intricate detail work such as these roses. I always add cuticle oil to my brushes to help them with smoother lines. So because I'm using a Twinkle Tea Glamour mat, I place the polishes that I want to use down on the mat and I take them and I apply them to the nail. So I'm starting off with making a circle full of very thin polish. I don't want to make it too thick because if I make it too thick, it's going to be really clumpy and difficult to put top coat on. I pick up the red onto my brush very lightly. I don't put too much, just a tiny amount, and I very gently apply it to my nail. I don't want to put too much pressure or it's going to smear the line or make it look very messy. So I very carefully apply it to my nail and I carefully move it in the direction that I want it to, sometimes applying more pressure to make the rose look as if it's more 3D and curved. Since I'm a perfectionist, I didn't like the way that the rose was a little bit too oval for me, so I added a bit more pink around the outside to adjust the rose and make it look a bit more circular. I wanted to make a little tiny rose right next to this one, so I just made a little smaller circle than the one from before and basically followed the same steps as the big rose, but just on a smaller rose. Now this is something I've never done before. In order to define the rose and make it look a little bit more 3D, I decided to add some Color Club French Tip white polish to make it look a bit more shiny and as if it's actually a real rose. I then went back in with the red to make it look a little bit less like it's bright white and a bit more of like that shiny look I was going for. I'm going to use a Serendipity polish for the leaves, which is a nice green color. However, Serendipity polish is out of business, so unfortunately you can't buy their polishes anymore. So there are a few ways to do leaves. One is to make a dot on your nail and then drag it out with a brush or a dotting tool to make it have that sort of leaf-like effect. Or other ways to do it is if you have a really steady hand, you can actually paint the outline of the leaf to the way you want. Both of these I show in this video. To add a bit more detail to the nail, I'm going to add this beautiful color by Cupcake Polish called Peer Pressure. It's absolutely gorgeous and I like to use a dotting tool to make a few dots around the roses just to add a little bit more definition and more design to the nail to make it seem a little bit more unique. Now because we use stamping polish, it's going to be very difficult to apply top coats. You have to be really careful, so I really floated the brush over this one because I did not want the stamping polish to flood because I know that stamping polish floods and I was not having that today. just really want to say thank you to everyone who has really been supporting me on Instagram. So I finally decided to make one of these videos, and honestly I had a really great time doing it. I thought it was really nice to just sit down and paint my nails, and I actually got to edit a video, which is always fun, and record it. I really hope you guys like these nails. I know I do floral nails like all the time, so it's finally an opportunity for me to show you guys how I actually do them all the time. These are just some pictures of what the final effect looks like, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want more, maybe I'll start doing more. It was really fun, like I said, to record this, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this.